Time is gold. If you have heard an expression like this 1,000 times, it's probably a cliche. But what are cliches? Why and how should we avoid using them? This is what we are going to discuss today. Hello everyone, I'm Joy and welcome to Joy's University. Clichés, or otherwise known as trite expressions, are phrases or ideas that have become universal device in describing abstract concepts like time. So we have better late than never. Emotions like anger, madder than a wet hen, love is blind, or hope, tomorrow is another day. However, these expressions are too common nowadays, and since they are unoriginal, once used, they do not leave any significant impressions anymore. Why? Because these expressions are used so often that they're no longer very interesting, impactful, or effective. They may have started out as colorful, as inventive, or as figurative phrases, but because they've been widely overused, they've lost their impact, their original vitality, and freshness. I would like to give you some of the most common worn-out expressions or cliches. Time flies. Baptism by fire. Every cloud has a silver lining. In this day and age, think outside the box, in any shape or form. These expressions, I would like to reiterate, are not wrong. They are widely accepted and widely used. However, I would like to reiterate this one. When you're writing on a more formal level, it's better to try to avoid using cliches. If you want your speech or piece of writing fresh, original, then you've got to avoid cliches. And if you want to share your thoughts in more specific and more accurate manner, avoid using cliches. Now, I would like to present some of the tips on how to avoid using these worn-out expressions. First, you have to think about the cliche, the meaning of that cliche, and then you've got to look for its simpler counterpart. So you have to think of the meaning of the phrase. Does it really accurately reflect what you would want to express or to convey? And then you have to make use of your dictionary to know the meaning of that, and then use your thesaurus to find other alternatives. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, you've got to decide whether you actually need the expression at all. You know, quite a lot of cliches are just fillers. Okay? When we speak of fillers, we are referring to words or group of words used to maintain the flow of speech or to pad out a speech or a piece of writing. When we say we pad out, we mean we use unnecessary words to hide the fact that we are already saying something unimportant. Okay? So if that particular cliche is not important after all, you remove it. Okay? You erase it. But if you think it's the meaning that's the meaning that you would want to convey, then you rephrase it. You know, you always have to remember that wordy or overused phrases might increase the length of the piece of writing, but they will never improve the quality of such writing. Okay? The third one is you rewrite your sentence. Here, you'll be replacing the cliche, you'd be getting rid of your cliche, and you'll be using of a word or phrase that is a lot better than that of the cliche that you have. So here are some examples. His first job proved to be a baptism of fire. The dictionary tells us that baptism of fire is a cliche or an expression which means learning or doing something the hard or difficult way. So meaning, if there is a baptism of fire, then basically you would be meeting a lot of difficulty as you go on along the way. So instead of making use of baptism of fire because it's already overused and worn out, then it's just easier to say his first job proved to be a difficult start to his career. Difficult, instead of making use of the expression a baptism of fire. Second, in this day and age, technology is an important learning tool. In this day and age, okay, could also be replaced with a word today or now or at present. So instead of using in these day and age, you would just make use of the term today. So today, technology is an important learning tool. So those are some of the examples and ways on how to avoid these cliches. I would like to leave these points to remember so that you'll be reminded every now and then that as much as possible, you should avoid using cliche. First, cliches can be barriers to communication and clear expression. Because cliches do not directly convey what you would want to convey, then it could be a barrier to clear expression. The second one, cliches can often be reduced to just one or two words, like what we did a while back. So instead of using baptism of fire, then you could just make use of the term difficulty. And the third one, cliches can sometimes be removed completely without the meaning of the sentence being affected. See, these are just fillers that would make your piece of writing or a speech lengthier, but does not really add to the quality of that piece of writing. Now, if time comes that using cliches is unavoidable, just make sure to choose wisely the cliche that you have to use. And this will be all. Bye-bye. See you next time.